All right, this is Craig with S&B. Today we're going to do an install on a 2017 to 2022 Chevy Colorado 3.6 liter. All right, first thing we're going to do is disconnect the MAF sensor. I'm going to pull up that red tab, press down in the middle and disconnect it from the sensor. There's also a clip on the side. You can take a flat blade screwdriver, pry it off the airbox. Okay, next we're going to remove the engine cover. There's three 10mm bolts, one through here, one back in there, and then one on this side. Okay, next we're going to want to loosen this hose clamp that attaches the intake plenum to the throttle body. Okay, next we're going to remove the oil filler cap and disconnect the PCV line. Remove that. Now loosen this clamp. Now the engine cover can come off. Okay, now we can reinstall the oil filler cap. Okay, next we're gonna loosen the two bolts securing the airbox, 10mm. It's actually two nuts. With the two nuts removed, we can remove the factory airbox. Okay, next we're going to remove the OE MAF sensor from the airbox and transfer it to the S&B tube. So we've provided a gasket, a mounting pad, and hardware to remount the sensor. So you go gasket first, MAF mounting pad, MAF sensor. Screws go through all three. Next, we're going to install the CCV fitting onto the S&B tube. Threads into this port. You'll get a couple turns. You'll still have threads exposed. Next, we're going to prep the S&B airbox. Put the fender seal, airbox inlet, pressed into the side. And our tube seal. Okay, so we have two inlets, the factory inlet and a secondary opening towards the firewall. We also supply this plug, so if you want to just pull cold air from the factory location, you can do so using this inlet, or you can leave this open and get more air into your intake. Okay, next we're going to use the grommets that we provided here to mount the airbox. Along with the factory hat washers that were on the OE airbox. All right, next we're going to install the S&B airbox assembly. You'll want to line up the studs on the bottom towards the front of the vehicle. And there's a prong on the back of the box that will go through the OEM grommet. Now we're going to secure the airbox using the 1/4-20 hardware. Actually, we're going to secure the airbox using the two nuts that were removed earlier. Okay, next we're going to install the intake tube into the airbox through the airbox inlet. Okay, next we're going to install the coupler onto the throttle body. Okay, next we can slide the other coupler over the tube all the way, leaving space for the second tube. Now we can install the tube onto the throttle body, position to the other tube, slide the coupler back over, and tighten all the hose clamps. Okay, next we can install our crankcase hose onto the fitting. Make sure it's locked into place. And then the PCV hose there will tighten the hose clamp. Okay, locate your MAF sensor harness and reinstall. All right, next we're going to install the S&B air filter. Drop it in onto the tube. Tighten your hose clamp. Okay, to gain more clearance on the lid, you can spin the air filter down so the lobe of the air filter is towards the front of the truck. Okay, next we're going to install the lid, install this lid seal into the groove all the way around. All right, lastly we're going to install the clear lid onto the airbox using the supplied hardware. All right, so we just finished up another really easy install on a 17 to 22 Chevy Colorado 3.6 liter.